Lucy Show. Starring Lucille Ball. Co-starring Gail Gordon.
I think it's a wonderful idea. I never really liked it the way it was. I've always wanted my desk over there, Mr. Mooney.
We are not rearranging furniture.
Oh.
I simply made room for a new computer they're delivering this morning.
You mean we're getting one of those educated thingamajigs?
Well, this thingamajig, as you call it, happens to be a fantastic electronic device. It can solve problems and answer questions within seconds.
Oh, it sounds wonderful, and I got all kinds of questions I want to ask him. Like, should a girl go out with a man the first time he asks her?
We are getting a computer, not Dear Abby.
Okay.
That must be the computer.
It knocks on doors?
Mr. Mooney?
No, I'm Mrs. Carmichael. Mr. Mooney's the one with the mustache.
I'm Mr. Viger, and I'm here to install and demonstrate the computer for you.
Oh, fine. Bring it right in. I'm very anxious to see how it works.
Bring
Bring
it
it in,
right
boy. Here we go.
Oh,
Take it easy now.
Well, that is kind of large.
Easy does it.
Well, watch the door. Watch the door. Please don't scratch it.
Easy now, fellas. Watch this.
Gee.
Isn't that... Oh, look at all those dials.
Easy. Now, where do you want her?
Her?
Yeah, you know, like a boat or a car. They're always female.
Oh, gee, it's going to be nice having another girl working in the office.
Mr. Mooney, you better be sure where you want her because she weighs a ton. Once you place her, that's where she's going to have to stay.
Yes. Well, I thought right over here would be a good place.
Mr. Mooney,
right...
since I'm going to be the one using her, I think it'd be nice if I could have her over here by my desk.
No. I thought this was the spot. That's why I cleared all the...
But, Mr. Mooney, really, it really would be... I know. Let's ask the computer where it should be.
Mrs. Carmichael, don't be silly. The computer doesn't answer questions like that.
Oh.
Oh, on the contrary, that's a very good problem for the computer. Plug it in, will you, Sid?
Okay.
I'll just program that question onto this card here.
What do you mean, you
Right
punch
there.
holes
We
for
just
it?
punch the holes in, and there is your question right there. Now we'll put it in the slot. And there's your answer right there. What does it say?
What?
Right in that slot.
Put me next to the secretary's desk.
We girls got to stick together. I'll make room for her right over here.
Please, that's too heavy for you. I'll have my boys do that, fellas.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'll get this out of here. Thank you very much.
don't know.
Just move it right way down to that corner there.
Okay. Easy, boys.
No, I don't think there's room
No,
on
of
that.
course there is,
Right
Mr.
on that
Mooney.
wall
Right
would be the
by
best
that
place,
wall.
Mr. Mooney,
Think
believe
so?
me.
I don't.
All right, fellas.
Well, I
Now,
suppose you know. Be careful.
They're
with
used to doing this work.
Yes,
They
I
won't
suppose they are.
do any damage.
Good.
All right, watch there.
That's good. That's fine.
That's
Right there.
Yeah. All right, now give it a heist over there, and I'll get these dollies out. There's one of them. And now heist on this end.
Where we get this down?
We'll get it. Okay.
Are you all right, Mr. Mooney?
Do you know what you did? You lifted that all by yourself.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
If I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it.
I'm Dr. Simon. Is there anything I can do to help?
Oh, Dr. Simon, that thing fell on Mr. Mooney's foot.
And it weighs a ton.
Where? Oh, I see. Just a minute. Let me take a
Whoa!
look.
What you doing? Easy, no, easy.
Are there any broken bones?
No. There don't seem to be any broken bones at all. How'd you get it free?
Well, Mrs. Carmichael picked the computer up.
Yes, she picked it up.
Yeah, I picked it up.
And I don't know how she did it.
No, I don't know how I did it, but
You really picked that up?
It's
Yeah.
impossible, absolutely incredible, but she did it.
it's incredible, but I did it.
How could she have done it, Doc?
Yeah, how could I have done it?
Yeah, how could she?
It's a known fact that in times of crisis, the adrenal gland becomes overstimulated and gives a person superhuman strength. And that's undoubtedly what's happened.
Superhuman strength. I remember reading something about that in the newspaper.
But now that the crisis is over, Mrs. Carmichael couldn't possibly move it again.
I did it again.
And there wasn't even a crisis this time.
No crisis this time.
I don't understand it.
Unless what?
Unless your adrenal gland got stuck.
Stuck?
I never heard of it happening, but medically, there's no reason why the gland couldn't get stuck.
Does it show?
Look, you may be a case for the medical journals.
Really?
Yes, I'll have a consultation with some specialists.
About me?
Yes, I'll get in touch with you later.
Oh.
About my foot?
You'll be all right.
I'm sorry about the accident, Mr. Mooney. All right, clear out, fellas.
Mr. Mooney, are you all right?
Yes. Thanks to your phenomenal feat of strength, I'll never be able to thank you enough for what you did.
Oh, forget it. It was nothing. Just don't mention it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Mrs. Carmichael, don't you think you ought to take the rest of the day off? You're too strong to work.
Oh, no, I feel fine. I want to stay here with you. Now, here, let me help you up. So sorry.
Mrs. Carmichael, I just wanted to get up. I didn't want to go into orbit. You sure you don't want to take the rest of the day off?
No, really, Mr. Mooney, I feel fine. I promise. I'll be more careful.
Oh.
Here's your shoe.
Thank you very much.
Now, you just sit down right over there.
Yes. Oh.
I'm just not used to my new strength yet. I'll do something else. I got an awful lot of things that I have to do, so.
Mrs. Carmichael.
Yes?
Why don't you forget all about typing and stapling and just do a little filing?
Oh, yes, sir. That's a very good idea. Oh.
Gently, Mrs. Carmichael, gently.
Yes, sir. Maybe you're right, Mr. Mooney. I better take the rest of the day off.
Then what they said about you on television is true.
You mean there's something about me on television?
Yeah, they called you Superman, only with prettier muscles.
Yeah, you know, they say that I'm a case for the medical journals.
Really?
Yeah, and some doctors are holding a consultation about me right now.
Oh, well, you don't look any different.
No?
No, I mean, what can you do?
What do you mean?
Well, for instance, well, can you lift that desk?
One hand or two?
One.
Lunch with me?
Oh, I'd love it.
I'm having roast beef sandwich. That okay?
Good.
What was that? Oh, I'm afraid to look. Oh, it's been like this all day. Everything I touch collapses. Oh, dear. Boy, it sure doesn't look like tomato juice. Just what I always wanted, creamed asparagus corn pea pine a pear. I'll get the roast beef.
You want me to get some now?
I'm having a terrible time with Doris today. Don't you get the bread and the mustard?
Lucy.
Oh, dear. What do you want to drink with your sandwich? Cranberry juice, orange juice, milk?
Oh, I have some orange juice.
Okay. I think I'll have cranberry juice. From a 3-ounce orange.
In one hand you did that.
Yeah. I'll get you some ice.
Oh, Lucy.
Nothing is safe around me. There you are.
Wow, you can make pebbles out of rocks, Lucy.
Uh-oh, that fly's back. He doesn't live here, but he takes all of his meals here. Go away, will you? 3 times this week he's had lunch with me. Well, that's always blocked my view anyway.
The strongest woman in the world.
I'll drink to that.
You know, Lucy, it's just unbelievable the things you can do.
Yeah, well, I can't understand it. I don't know why. I feel just the same, but I just do these things, that's all.
Oh, Lucy, you know, it's terrible.
Believe that. I guess I is a lot stronger than meat is.
Mrs. Carmichael?
Oh, I'm in here.
Oh. Well, I see your adrenal gland is still stuck. Oh, how are you, Miss Lewis?
Mary Jane heard about me on television, and she came over to tell me, and we were just fixing some lunch.
Oh?
Yeah.
What were you fixing? Hand grenades?
You'll never believe how it happened.
Oh, yes, I'd believe it. I'll believe anything after seeing you lift that computer up just like that. Oh, say, by the way, the doctor called me and asked me to take you over to the laboratory for some tests.
Right now?
Yes,
Oh,
right
you
away.
go ahead, Lucy. I'll clean up this mess.
Oh,
You
thanks a
don't
lot, Mary Jane.
Oh, what's the step
Gee,
on
maybe
you?
they found out something, huh?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Mrs. Carmichael?
No, I'm Mr. Mooney. Mr. Carmichael is the one without the mustache.
Mrs. Carmichael, I'm George Denton, a reporter on the Daily Gazette.
Oh,
and
how
this
do you
is
do?
Eddie, my photographer.
How do you do,
and
Eddie?
this is Terrible Tony.
Oh, yes, Terrible Tony the wrestler. I recognize you from television. Hi.
Hi, lady.
Hi.
We'd like to get some pictures for the paper, you know, some action shots. That's why we brought Terrible Tony with us. Can we get a shot of you trying a wrestling hold on Tony?
Sure, why not?
Mrs. Carmichael, may I remind you that you work for the bank? Any pictures must be very dignified. No wrestling pictures, please.
Mr. Mooney's right. The dignity of the bank must be upheld.
Well, can we just get one of her shaking hands with Tony?
Oh, well, I think that would be all right, yeah.
Okay, Eddie. Now, shake hands and give us a great big smile.
Okay.
Come on. Let go of him, you big bully!
Everything okay?
Will you stop horsing around and cooperate?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
We just have a few more tests to make. Will you check her reflexes, please, doctor?
Will you cross your leg, please?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to ask you some questions about childhood diseases.
Well, the only thing I know about them is that children get them.
How about accidents?
I don't like accidents.
I mean, did you ever have any?
Oh, nothing serious, just the usual dented fenders.
Mr. Mooney, you know Mrs. Carmichael better than we do, so you have a basis for comparison. Now tell me, are her answers normal?
For her, yes.
How's her blood pressure?
Well, I can't get a reading. It keeps going up and down like a yo-yo. She broke my machine. I'll have to get a reading later when she's more relaxed.
Gee, I'm terribly sorry that I broke your...
Now I know why they name hurricanes after women.
Well, I'll try to warn you if I have to sneeze again.
No, you can't come in. They're testing Mrs. Carmichael, and they don't want to be disturbed.
But I've been waiting for over 2 hours.
Yes,
Mrs. Carmichael, I'm from Full of Pep Vitamins. We'll give you $25,000 to endorse our product.
25,000?
We'll give you $50,000 to endorse Whammo breakfast cereal.
Oh, well, I don't know what to say.
Well, I do. Why don't you come and talk to me? I'm her financial advisor.
Yes,
You come
he
right over here. I think
advises
we'll
me
come
about
to the
everything
submarine.
like that.
Miss Carmichael, I can't offer you any money. I'm with the United States Women's Olympic team.
Boy, you must have fun.
Well, what I mean is that I'm one of the coaches, and we saw the demonstration of your marvelous strength on television, and I think you can be the #1 women's shot putter on the American team.
Me, a shot putter? I don't know anything about it.
Oh, well,
I wouldn't know what to do.
It's very simple. You just take this iron ball and throw it as far as you can. Be careful, it's very heavy.
Okay. Throw it as far as I can.
It went right through the window and through that brick wall.
Yeah.
Oh, Mrs. Carmichael, I'll make you captain of the shot put team.
Captain?
Yes, ma'am. I'll make you captain of the weightlifting team, captain of the javelin. I'll make you the whole team.
Oh, well, when do we start?
Oh, wait. That's all right, but we haven't finished our examinations yet. We haven't tested her legs.
Well, now, wait.
Tested my legs.
Oh,
I've got a great idea. Now, to test Mrs. Carmichael's legs, why not have her do a standing broad jump?
Very good idea.
Fine. Will you move that table back, get everything out of the way? Mrs. Carmichael, would you step over here, please? That's right there. And I'll show you how to do the standing broad jump. Now, you put your legs together. Bend your knees.
Put my legs together.
Bend your knees.
Bend my knees.
Put your arms back and go.
Put my feet together. Bend my knees. Put my arms back and...
That's 20 feet.
Yeah, I'd have jumped further, but I didn't want to go through the wall.
Oh, Mrs. Carmichael, you're so wonderful you could be the whole track team. I'll enter you in every event.
Oh, good.
You know, she'd be wonderful on the hurdles.
Yes,
The hurdle?
Great idea.
Would you like to try the hurdles?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, would you line up here? 3 of you, please.
yes, right on.
Make a hurdle right here. And Mrs. Carmichael, you just step back there,
Okay.
and you jump right over the top of it.
Just jump over there.
That's right. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. All right, fellas. Down, boys. And here I go.
Oh, Mrs. Carmichael, that was wonderful. But you see, there's just one thing wrong.
What?
You don't walk over the top of the hurdles. You go over them without touching anything.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Would you like to try again?
Yeah. I'll do it again. Down, boys. Down.
You're amazing, Mrs. Carmichael. Can you swim?
Can I swim? Watch this. Down, boys, down. And here I go.
Oh, Mrs. Carmichael, you're a cinch for the swimming team.
Yeah, and I can win all of your swimming events and not even get my hair wet. Now, look, if you think that was something, watch this. Down, boys. And here I go.
Mrs. Carmichael, you are fantastic. You know I'm going to make you captain of the men's team? Isn't she great?
Oh, boy, I tell you. I'll move it.
Well, move it. Take your bow later. Oh, gee.
I can't move it.
A crisis brought her strength, and a crisis took it away.
You know, this is very interesting. Come into my office.
Yes. What about my part? Come over here and lift the thing up like that.
Oh, Miss Carmichael, nice to have met you.
What do you mean by that?
Goodbye.
You mean I'm not going to be captain of the team?
No, ma'am.
What about Waterboy?
No, ma'am.
Sorry, Mrs. Carmichael.
Oh, look, I'll endorse your products for nothing.
Too bad, Mrs. Carmichael.
Oh, darn it.